today's important news. India, France to hold joint military exercise Shakti. India, France to hold joint military exercise Shakti. The Indian Army contingent departed to participate in 8th edition of biennial India-French joint military exercise Shakti. Once in every 2 years it will be conducted. This year, the 8th edition of Shakti is being conducted in France from June 18th to July 1st. Exercise Shakti is a biennial training engagement between Indian and French armies aimed at enhancing interoperability, operational coordination, and military to military connect. We all know that India launched Operation Sindhu to evacuate Indian nationals who are stuck in Iran, Tehran. Now, under Operation Sindhu, India is also going to evacuate its nationals from Israel also. With the conflict between Iran and Israel escalating, India is set to expand its Operation Sindhu and evacuate its citizens living in or studying in or working in Israel. As you all know, Israel and Iran are fighting. There is every chance that the conflict might escalate. For that reason, India is also extending Operation Sindhu to evacuate Indian nationals in Israel also. And next thing, many students often have a doubt, many aspirants who are writing civil service exam. See, every year, many students, particularly 5 to 6 lakhs of aspirants, write this exam seriously, but very few will get selected. What about the talent of the most of the students who go up to mains or interview? It will go waste, it will go in vain. But of late, the aspirants who went up to interview, they are getting calls from various topmost organizations like Sports Authority of India and different PSUs also. And many of my students also got selected. Those who went up to interview could not make it into final list. They were now in the various services in topmost cadres. From last 6-7 years, it is being adopted. Now, UPSC recently launched Pratibha Setu. Union Public Service Commission recently launched Pratibha Setu to connect top talent with employers including private sector. UPSC has launched a strategic initiative that allows verified employers including central government and private organizations to connect with the top talent from India's most competitive examinations. UPSC's Pratibha Setu, which was earlier known as Public Disclosure Scheme, provides access to the details of non-recommended willing candidates who cleared all stages of exams conducted but could not make it into the final list, particularly who went up to interview but with very few marks. If you lose your UPSC final list, still you are eligible to get a very topmost private employment or in PSUs or the other government segments and other organizations, including topmost private employment also. This provides a platform for the employers to select non-recommended willing candidates who are almost as meritorious as the recommended candidates. See, in UPSC, I have observed there are much more talented candidates who could not make it into the list than the candidates who made into the list. I think you got it. I have seen most of my talented students not making it to the final list compared to the less talented students who are into the final list. So, for that reason, UPSC also knows this fact. So, though there is a lot of talent, sometimes due to various factors, they might not be into the final list. Then they can be recommended. They can be recommended for the topmost jobs in private sector and other employment generations. This public disclosure scheme, earlier it is called Public Disclosure Scheme, started in August 2018. Now it was officially renamed as Pratibha Setu. Now it was officially renamed as Pratibha Setu. It's very important. It is not only for civil services. Indian Forest Service, Central Armed Police Force, Engineering Services, Combined Geoscientist Exam, Combined Defense Services Exam, Indian Economic Service, Indian Statistical Service Exam, all these things. All these things. Next, Russia warns of Chernobyl-style catastrophe if Israel strikes Iran's Bushehr nuclear reactor. Bushehr nuclear reactor. What is this Chernobyl scale catastrophe? As you are all youngsters, you should know a fact. Even when I went to my first interview, though it's a long back incident, they asked me a question: where did Chernobyl located? Chernobyl is in present Ukraine. When the disaster happened, it was in Soviet Russia. Chernobyl is very infamous for nuclear disaster. Chernobyl is very infamous for nuclear disaster. So it's almost 40 years back disaster, and even today the effects of that fissile material is felt. So it is completely unlivable. Chernobyl area and its vicinity is completely unlivable. So if Israel attacks Iran's Bushehr nuclear reactor, Chernobyl like disaster might happen. Chernobyl like catastrophe might happen. So don't do such things. Russia warned Israel. As Israel jets and bombers are raining into Iran, the biggest concern for the region and the world is not just West Asian crisis, but also a threat of a very dangerous and serious nuclear disaster. While Israel has repeatedly claimed while Israel is repeatedly claiming that it is only targeting Iran's nuclear and military installations, experts are saying that there is a potential threat from these strikes. The International Atomic Energy Agency has warned of possible risks of nuclear accident due to these attacks. The International Atomic Energy Agency also warned of possible nuclear disaster due to these attacks. And now Russia is also speaking on the same lines, warning of a nuclear catastrophe. Russia's state-owned nuclear energy company, Rosatom, issued a strong statement saying that if Israel targets Iran's sole active nuclear reactor at Bushehr, it could trigger a Chernobyl-like disaster. So, all of you, as your civil aspirants, even today, many UPSC members and seniors remember the catastrophe that occurred in Chernobyl in the present day Ukraine. So, you should know what happened in Chernobyl. That's very important. Next, you all know COVID is still spreading, but not so fatal. COVID is still there, still spreading, but it is not so fatal. COVID variant Nimbus, NIMBUS. It is known for razor blade throat. The new variant Nimbus, officially known as the NB.1.8.1, as per the Associated Press report, has been detected in several US states such as Washington, New York, California, Virginia, etc. As per the World Health Organization, Nimbus is a subvariant of the Omicron variant of SARS-CoV-2, which causes COVID-19. Under the WHO list of COVID variants to watch for, Nimbus has been classified as a variant under monitoring. So what is Nimbus, which is in news recently? It is a COVID variant. Nimbus, NIMBUS. Next important news, 5 assembly bipoles in 4 states. What do you mean by bipole? As a PSIR student, you should also know what is a bipole. Bipole, also known as by-elections or special elections, refer to the elections to fill the vacant seats in the legislative bodies in India. So, not the entire assembly elections, to fill the vacant seats for certain reasons. Okay. So, there are bipoles that are going on. Bipoles are also known as by-elections or the special elections. Next important news that is coming up, very important, which you have missed. QS World University Rankings 2026. QS World University Rankings 2026. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji hails milestone as India achieves record-breaking performance. The QS World University Rankings 2026 were released, and this is some good news for India with respect to these rankings. 54 Indian universities, 54 large number of Indian universities, that is 54 Indian universities have made it to the global list this year, which makes India the fourth most represented country overall after America, UK and China. After America, UK and China. But only 3 of these universities have topped in top 200. Though 54 universities got into the list, but in top 200 only 3 universities got into top 200. So this is very important news, and Prime Minister Modi ji is also very happy with respect to this performance of QS university rankings with respect to India. And Prime Minister Modi ji is going to visit Bihar, Odisha and Andhra Pradesh during 2-day tour. Tomorrow, International Yoga Day, 11th International Yoga Day. Andhra Pradesh is performing a grand yoga celebrations after a month-long yoga awareness campaigns at Visakhapatnam, and Prime Minister Modi ji is attending the program. And so Bihar, Orissa and Andhra Pradesh. And Andhra Pradesh is all set to invite Narendra Modi ji with big Yogaandhra celebrations. It's a very big advertisement in Hindu paper today. A landmark yoga gathering. A landmark yoga gathering. If such government ad comes, you should watch it. A landmark yoga gathering celebrating the 11th International Day of Yoga. The government of Andhra Pradesh is set to organize a monumental yoga event, bringing together 2 crore people. Bringing together 2 crore people across the state. And warm welcome to RK Beach, Visakhapatnam. And tomorrow morning 5:30 a.m., that is June 21st, 3 lakh plus participants are going to perform along with Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, in Visakhapatnam. 2 crore plus people participate across the state of Andhra Pradesh in 1 lakh locations. 50 lakh plus yoga certificates to be awarded. Guinness World Record. Come, let us unite in spirit and breath to honor yoga, India's timeless gift to the world. India's timeless gift to the world. And you all know that Yogi Adityanath and Narendra Modi. There's one more advertisement in Hindu paper. A new era of connectivity. The Gorakhpur Link Expressway takes off. Total length is 91 kilometers. Gorakhpur bypass. Ending point Purvanchal Express district. So something big is going on in Uttar Pradesh also. Coming back, if you see Hindu paper today, Khamenei can no longer be allowed to exist, Israel. It's a very big statement. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, can no longer be allowed to exist. Israel Defense Minister, Israel Katz, his name is itself is Israel. Israel Katz said after an Iranian missile strike hit a hospital on Thursday, spiking tensions in the week-old war between the regional forces. Israeli military said that it had carried out dozens of new raids on Iranian targets, and Iran's nuclear facility Natanz is also being attacked, nuclear enrichment facility. Ali Khamenei openly declares that he wants Israel to be destroyed. He personally gives the order to fire on hospitals. Now, Israel decided not to allow Ali Khamenei to exist at all. Not to allow Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to exist at all. Okay, this is a big thing. Big news that's coming up. And Supreme Court criticizes curbs on thug life over hurt sentiments. You all know that there's a big issue going on between Kamal Haasan and state of Karnataka. In Karnataka Film Association's people are against release of Thug Life movie in Karnataka. Already Thug Life got released on June 5th. And Karnataka is not allowing Thug Life. Supreme Court said no. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right. After CBFC giving certification, how come a state stops the screening of the film? Whether people will watch the film or not is a different issue. But film should be telecasted, film should be allowed to be screened in Karnataka. And Supreme Court also said, why state imposed curbs on screening of Thug Life just because it is hurting sentiments of someone? No, rule of law should prevail over mob violence. Rule of law should prevail over vigilante groups. Vigilante groups. Next important news, officials blamed for slipshod handling of Judge Cash case. You all know that Justice Yashwant Verma, Delhi High Court judge, in his house, cash was burned. And now there was a news that what is slipshod? Careless, negligent handling of the case. Okay. An in-house inquiry committee constituted by the Chief Justice of India has concluded that cash was founded in the gutted storeroom of official residence premises of High Court Judge Yashwant Verma, and police and fire authorities were slipshod in not lodging an FIR or preparing a Caesar memo recording exactly what they came across the scene on March 14th and 15th. So, officials, particularly police and other fire officials, are not active in lodging the FIR and also in scrutinizing the place, seizing the and also Caesar memo. There is a opinion page article in Hindu. The Hindu center page article opinion. Will delaying the census affect its implementation? Surely. I don't want to read their opinion, I'll tell you. Women reservation bill. One nation, one election. Delimitation. All these important steps which are to be taken will be delayed for 5 years. Delimitation should be done in India after 2026 census. If census is completed by 2027, if the census data will come out by 2030, automatically everything will be delayed by 5 years. Implementation of women reservation, implementation of one nation, one election, many important democratic practices, many important inclusive democratic procedures, and many important decisions in the Indian democracy will be delayed because of the delayed census. That is my opinion. I don't want to read the entire article because there are two others. Two will be taking contrasting opinions. But my opinion is definitely this delay is going to lag Indian democracy because ours is the largest democracy in the world, vibrant democracy. Swift actions are required to make it more vibrant. Fast actions are required to make it more vibrant. Coming back, blame not the messenger in India's diplomacy. Blame not the messenger in India's diplomacy. This is an article which every IR student who is preparing for civil services should read. What do you mean by the heading blame not the messenger in India's diplomacy? Blame not the messenger means don't blame the person who carries the message. For example, if somebody comes and tell you that the foreign country is invading you, if you immediately shoot the messenger who carried the message, it is our foolishness, right? Blame not the messenger in India's diplomacy. The article is written by Suhasini Haidar, who is an expert in IR, who is a journalist, famous journalist. History and literature are replete with references to not shooting the messenger for bringing bad news. In Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen assaults a messenger and threatens to have him whipped with wire and stewed in brine, smarting in ring pickle for bringing her the news that the Roman general Mark Antony has married another. I that do bring the news made not the match, the messenger replies. Before making a hasty exit, over the past 2 months, India's diplomatic messengers too have faced an ire that is unprecedented. Criticized not for message they bring, but for failing to convey effectively enough. The message New Delhi has sent out after Operation Sindoor. I think she has given a very good context. That means 7 groups of delegations were sent across the world to give India's viewpoint with respect to why India went for Operation Sindoor and what happened aftermath, why Pakistan is irritating India with state-sponsored terrorism. Indian diplomacy is not so successful in conveying what happened exactly. So, but Suhas Naidri is saying we should have effectively made our point properly rather than criticizing the messengers. So this article speaks about various things: UNSC, FATF, America, China. There are so many things. Even Article 370. There are so many things in this article. Pakistan. So I expect all of you to read continuously on this, and if necessary, I'll make a video on this. Nearly 4 months into her tenure, Chief Minister of Delhi, Rekha Gupta, seems to have more agents and resources to address Delhi's infrastructure and economic problems. The governance deficits seen during the previous government in Aam Aadmi Party because of political differences with BJP. Now, the new government, as we all know, it is BJP government. There are so much of infrastructure deficit and housing crisis in Delhi. It's a time to mitigate this crisis. This was the meaning of the article. You can read that. Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau yet to decide where Air India black box will be decoded. As you all know, Boeing 787 Dreamliner crash and black box was found, and now black box have 2 components: digital flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder. Digital flight data recorder will have flight direction, altitude and engine details. Cockpit voice recorder will give you the complete picture what transpired, means what did the pilot spoke and all other things. So this entire investigation should be done to know what exactly happened and why the accident was caused. So but still, aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau not yet decided where it is going to be decoded.